But at the end of the day, the opinions that's for you guys. Only thing that really matters is how we win. Whether we throw for 400 yards, we rush for 400 yards, or we win the game 3-0. I don't give a fuck, to be honest. Like, I just want to win. And I think that's the mindset of the team. I know that's the mindset of the team, and we'll go back, we'll watch film, we'll improve, and get ready for whatever we got next.
Yeah, we in here. Welcome back to the Down South Philly Show. We're Down South Philly co-host Don. It's your other co-host DP. It's playoff time, baby. We in the building. Divisional round talk. Divisional round talk. This ain't no wild card talk. We moving on to the divisional round talk. But first, we're gonna tell you about how we got here by whooping ass in the wild card. What's going on with you?
In the building, man. I'm feeling good, man.
Yeah,
Tell them
man.
about the gun line, boss. What we got on the docket today.
Is what I just told you. We in here to talk about how we was whooping ass in the division around defense slaughterhouse. Ain't talking about damn no rap. That's what we here to talk about today, man. We done went in there. We just to the eye of some people, we might not have executed how they thought we were supposed to execute, but it's playoff football, and the goal is to win the game, and we did what we were supposed to do. So now getting into it, Eagles versus Packers was our matchup. 4:30 Sunday. So how you felt about the game? How did you feel going into the game? How did you feel about a game, doing the game, and the outcome of the game?
Man, going into this game, I just felt confident. We really haven't had this one of them seasons where it's like your team really can put a battery in your back. Like, they ain't really showed me too much to make me doubt them. Going into it, obviously we wrapped up the season at 14 wins or whatever. Just had got the dub against the Giants for with our backups in to make it 14 wins. And anytime your team can win 14 games, that's a huge, huge dub. Obviously you can't really carry over anything into the playoffs, but if you know anything about the history of us and the Eagles, whenever we start winning like that, like, we got big time expectations. It ain't no we just happy to be here. It ain't no we can't believe that we got here. It's really ass whooping season, belt to ass season. So coming into the playoffs, it really didn't matter who we played. Um, I felt like we was gonna get the job done. We ended up drawing the Packers, a team that we beat in week 1. Obviously, both teams is different from what they was in week 1. Better on both sides of the ball. But at the end of the day, man, we just so dominant. I feel like we definitely a way better team than we was. I mean, and to be fair, they was a better team too, but they come in hobbled without, Watson, which you and I both respect as a deep threat out there, and one of Love's, main targets deep. So not having him out there definitely played a factor. And then on the defensive side, they didn't have Alexander, which even though he's their best cover man, we put numbers on his head too. So it really wasn't too much. I think we just match up well with them. They just didn't have the horses at the end of the day. Obviously, we come into that game, boom, get a turnover on the first play of the game. And that set the tone for the rest of the day. We get the ball. Hurts have all day in the pocket, and Jahan Dawson get his first touchdown of the year in the playoffs. And I felt like that game, the Giants game, was really important for him to get like his footing. Like he had a rough year. Not that he ain't, been making plays, but it's just, the ball ain't been coming his way. And, he used to getting way more burn when he was in Washington, but now he on a stacked roster. And he just hadn't been needed up to this point. Or just, I ain't gonna say needed, he just really hadn't been utilized up to this point. So it was good to see him kind of like get his feet wet in week 18, and then looked like it may have carried over into the playoffs. So hopefully he can get a couple more on this run that we about to go on. But overall, defense played lights out. Offense really wasn't. I'm not gonna say it was a bad game. It just wasn't what I think a lot of the fan base expected, considering the fact that we had 4 turnovers. But Hurts played another clean game. He put us in position to win. Threw 2 touchdowns. It was good to see Goddard make some plays and get in the end zone and stay healthy. So Saquon got another 100-yard game, which at this point, in this season, that's just like normal. He gonna get 100 plus damn near every week. Offensive line did a bang up job. We got a huge loss. N'Kobe Dean is a huge loss at linebacker. Of course, we still got the All-Pro Zach Baun, and it's gonna be committee trying to replace Dean's spot on that as the other backer, and I believe he wore the green dot if I'm not mistaken. So
Yeah.
I'm sure Baun would take over that part of it, but how that's going to affect us is going to remain to be seen. Hopefully it's not too much of a hit, but his play recognition was outstanding this year, and he really came downhill when he saw how the play was going to develop. So I hate that we're going to miss him. Sounds like it's even more serious than I thought, because now they're talking about he could possibly miss next year with the patella tendon. So hopefully, that ain't nothing that we got to worry about now. Prayers out to his family. We still got a job to do. And yeah, man, our defense played good. The Rook got his first pick. Slay finally got his first pick of the year. Man, it's so much to talk about. But at the end of the day, we got the dub, and I really don't care how it look. It's on to the next round. What about you? How you feel about it?
Man, first off, let me say this. Zach, deep coordinator, Vic Fangio, he did say that moving forward, Baun will be wearing the green dot. And as far as the other linebacker role, to be split between Owen Burks and Jeremiah Trotter Jr. And the reason why he stated that it probably will be split is because both of those guys play huge roles on special teams. So he don't want one guy just getting a whole bunch of snaps on special teams and on defense. So especially they haven't really been playing defense a lot anyway, so they might be relied on them. So he said they probably had to split it up between the two. But he'll see. I guess you got to play about how the game goes with him. Because there's a lot of variables that probably go into that. He didn't say it, but I'm just assuming it's a lot more variables that go into it. Down in distance, who got a hot hand, and a lot of stuff. How many snaps the defense already got. Just a lot of stuff. But anyway, and outside of that, before, I mean, not saying that we have one now, but before, I mean, you couldn't point to one position on the defense and be like, that's our 1 weak spot in the defense. So hopefully we can continue that next man up. Anytime anybody has had to step up, step in, they've stepped up. So I can see Trotter and Owen Burks holding that down, man. So we just gotta, handle business against the Rams. But going into this Packers game, man, going into the game, I was thinking, I seen when Christian Watson was out, so I was like, bet. All right, so now we only got to worry about Jaden Reed and what's the other dude name?
Wicks.
Jay Reed, Wicks. Nah, they got another wide receiver too. Dobbs. So boom, Dobbs and Jaden Reed. Of course, I knew about Wicks too because I think he had kind of just went out the week before or whatever. So I was like, yeah, watch out for Wicks too. But anyway, but Watson is a deep threat, like you said. So I'm like, bet we keep everybody else in front of us and make sure we tackle what we could. Because last time we played them first game of the season, they kind of got the play that they did get us. It was kind of like due to us not really like tackling well, even though we won the game. But I was like, without Watson out there to kind of like stretch the field, get other people open, and as well as be just a deep threat himself. That kind of helped us out with him being out. And then Alexander being out at the corner spot, like you said, we kind of took advantage of him still last time. I'm not saying that we would have this time, but we know we could if we needed to. So going into the game, to me, it didn't really matter who we played. I didn't care if it was Washington. I didn't care if it was Green Bay. I felt like it was going to win Tampa Bay. Whoever. I knew, like, whoever come in here in this wild card, we getting a dub. It didn't matter. It didn't really matter to me who it was. So when I seen it was Green Bay, I was like, they right for the picking, and this probably will be a good game. This Hurts' first game back in probably about 3 games. So I was like, Green Bay doesn't have a good defense, but I was like, this will probably be a good game for him to kind of knock some of the rest off. Between himself in the offense, that you got to get back in the flow of the game, the flow of the offense. Y'all kind of got to build y'all chemistry back up, stuff like that. So when I seen it was Green Bay, I was like, this will probably be a good game for him to knock the rest off him. And by the first play of the game with us getting that turnover, when Burks coming down, smacking my dude on the kickoff return, we got a fumble. And then they gave Hurts a short field, and he was able to throw that touchdown to Jahan Dawson. And I was like, all right, that's going to get him in the rhythm early. But, for the most part, the lack of offense that we did have, I think it was a lot to do with play calling. Like, I think Green Bay defense did a lot of things we probably wasn't expecting. I guess the offense, we did a lot of things they were expecting, so they was covering it up. A lot of the wide receivers were covered, so Hurts, for the most part, did the most with what he could with the offense, with the plays that were called, get out of calls into some better calls. So I think him and Kellen Moore, they just got to come up with a little bit of a better game plan and stuff between him, Kellen Moore, and Nick for the next game. We can't be out there being obvious, but I think a lot of that, like I said, had to do with, 1, Kellen Moore play calling, and 2, just not for a while. So Ram game, we probably won't see that. But outside of that, man, I think we played well, man. The offense did enough. We ran the ball well. Saquon had over 100 yards. Defense showed their tail. Turnovers left and right. We probably left some out there on the field. Even before Zach Baun got that interception, I think the play before that, he might have almost got an interception. He did something. But I promise you, like, as soon as it happened, in my head, I said, I feel like Zach Baun might get an interception. And I kid you not, next play he got an interception. I was like, it just like, what? I can't remember what the play was before. I was like, man, Zach Baun just like, he probably about to get an interception. And boom, next play.
I think Jalen Carter had somebody batted it up.
Yeah.
And as soon as he batted it up, like, and to be fair, we don't know because they didn't show it again. It's possible that he caught that one, but for him to come back.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yep.
Yeah, it's possible that he could have caught it. We just never seen it again.
I was like, yeah, you not show the replay. We at home. That's some stuff.
Right.
When you on the road, don't show the replay. They probably got into the next play so fast. They probably was like, whatever. But I mean, it's cool because he picked it off on the next play anyway. So, Quinyon popped his cherry on, got his first interception. So, I
boy
think in this
can't-
Ram game, man, he might go crazy. So, the next game, I say once he gets his first interception, next game he's gonna go crazy. So I say next game he probably go crazy. Slade got him a pick. Popped this cherry on the year and his first time getting an interception in the postseason
playoffs.
So that was dope. Man, defense is balling, man. And I think the offense did what they're supposed to do. Like a lot of times with the offense, when we don't get turnover, man, we keep ourselves in good position because I'm ready for us to just punt the ball and turn the ball over trying to force something, whatever. If it ain't there, now I would say a couple times Hurts held on to the ball too long, trying to make something happen. Like sometimes he'll find something there, but a lot of times, hey, bro, you just gotta get the ball out your hand, man. Don't even eat that sack. But if you gotta eat a sack, eat a sack. Don't fumble it. Don't try to make something happen at the last. Just eat the sack, and then we'll punt the ball, whatever. But don't turn that ball over. But that's what it's gonna come down to, man, and that's what it came down to. Whoever made the most mistakes or the least mistakes or whatever. So. We made the least mistakes in that game. They made the most mistakes. They offense turned the ball over 4 times. I think we might have only scored off of one of those, but I think moving forward, the offense probably be a little bit more well-oiled and we turn more turnovers into points. But as far as I wasn't mad with a lot of people was mad with the offensive performance, but I wasn't really mad with it. Like I said, I think they did the most with, for the most part, what they could. Now, is there some plays out there they would like to have back? Of course, that's every game. I don't care if we would have put 40. They would have been like, we probably could have had 60. We would have hit this, blah, blah. It is what it is, man. It's playoff time. I just want to win the game. I don't care how we win the game, honestly. I don't care if we win by 1, 2, 32. As long as we win the game, I will prefer that it be less of a heart attack, but as long as we win the game, man, that's move. If you barely, because people was like, y'all barely beat Green Bay. Well, hell, we barely got beat by Kansas City in the Super Bowl 2 years ago, but we lost. I don't see nobody out there telling the Chiefs, man, y'all barely beat.
Them boys got a whole ring too.
Y'all barely.
Mahomes got a whole ring on his finger. He ain't got half a ring.
Exactly. I don't see nobody out there hollering, y'all barely beat the Eagles in the Super Bowl. No, they giving that man praise for winning the Super Bowl. So it don't matter how you win, it matters that you win, especially in the playoffs. That's the goal. How many games did the 49ers barely win yesterday to even get to the Super Bowl? Last year they even get to the Super Bowl. They almost got beat by Green Bay, and I think they almost got beat by Detroit, but they pulled it out and made it to the Super Bowl. So it don't matter how much you win by or how you win, because we've seen people go out there and ball and lose. Or people with people who talking junk about Jalen Hurts that love Herbert. Man, Herbert was out there throwing interceptions, turning the ball over. Nasty work. what Hurts did. Took care of the ball and his team won. I'm just saying.
I take the dub.
Yeah, I'll take that W, man. But overall, man, it was a good game. I don't got no complaints about it whatsoever. There's a lot of people out there. Well, we can't go, man. Do y'all realize all season long people been saying, man, we can't go into this game playing like this. We can't go play the Steelers like how we played Carolina. We can't go play Ravens like how we played. But man, look, we went in there and won all them games, man. What you have to understand is, first off, we don't play one team like we played the last team. We're not gonna play the Rams like how we played the Packers. Because it's a different game. It's a different team. Every team present a different, you know what I'm saying?
We ain't even gonna play the Rams like we played the Rams.
We're not gonna play the Rams like how we played them the first time. That game is not gonna look nothing like it looked the first time. Saquon probably won't break off no runs. He might break off. He ain't probably gonna break off a 70-yard run. He probably ain't gonna break off a 70-yard run, and they probably gonna. If they're going into their game, the Rams game plan is probably, especially after they just saw the Green Bay game, and they still know that Burks. He was out just prior 3 weeks before. We seeing how he looked in Green Bay. Their mindset probably is, look, we gonna doggone go in here, do whatever we got to do to stop the run, if Hurts get off, if the offense get off it because Hurts damn throwing the hell out the ball, we'll take our chances with him having to damn dice us up than we will with Saquon going and him getting to throw balls here and there. So they probably gonna sell out to stop the run, especially after what we did to him the first time. So we're gonna talk about that more on the next video, but I'm just bringing it up because how people feeling about performance in the Packers game. Like every game gonna present something different.
Facts. Before we get out of here though, I gotta give the game ball to Nolan. Nolan Smith had 2 playoff sacks and just having an overall good season after they wrote my boy off. And now he had what, 8.5 sacks on the year, 2 playoff sacks. Just being a strong dog on the run plays and just showing up, especially while we need him, because it ain't really like we got much depth behind him with Huff, just getting hurt and losing BG. So it's good to see him step up and develop, and we might end up having a dog by the end of the year. Who you giving your game ball to?
I'm gonna give my game ball to trying to think. I'm gonna give it to Zach Baun, man. I think Zach Baun was all over the field. He just was everywhere. Man, to be real, I'm gonna give him my game ball, but let me mention this too. The defensive line, man, Milton Williams. Oh man, he was all over the field. Como was out there. When he was out there, he was making plays. The defensive line just was out there. They were just making it hard on them. They was making it hard on them boys. Of course, the back end was making it hard because they was out there getting picks and doing their thing. But I think before we did the play that he got hurt on, like he diagnosed that so quick, got over there, got dude down on the ground, and I just knew he was coming back. I was like, nah, ain't no way he got hurt on it. Because like ain't too much happened. I was like,
it didn't be the plays though.
Man,
it's always some non-contact or some soft stuff. The next thing you know, out for the season. Because the play, I couldn't even tell you what the play was that BG got hurt, but him saying that he was out for the season, that came as a shock. Didn't nobody see that?
He just got chip blocked.
Yeah,
they had. So I've seen somebody else show it when they were showing the plays, and he got. Because I don't necessarily think he. I don't know if he necessarily came out right when it happened, or maybe he did, or maybe he came out that next play. But I don't think he even thought it was like that crazy because he was like, it hurt a little bit, but you know what I'm saying, it felt normal until they really had him like test and stuff like that. And then that's he was like, oh, you do hurt, I do this or whatever. But like you said, it did be the plays sometimes, the ones that you least likely think. But for the most part, hopefully we stay healthy. We get out of this game with a dub and with some good health. So we really don't need to lose nobody else. We've been doing good so far this season. Yes, we lost people here and there, but for the most part, it's only for like a couple weeks. So I mean, we ain't got
much thing with all 22 starters.
Yeah, we only got a few weeks left, so we can't really afford to lose nobody for a couple weeks right now because it's only a couple weeks left. So I had to get my game ball to Zach Baun, and man, I say this all the time, just because I know this is a huge reason why we're winning. But man, the fact that Jalen Hurts didn't turn the ball over, like we beat them 22-10. Man, had he turned the ball over, that could have been the 17-22 or something like that. Now they might be close in. You know what I'm saying? So it's stuff like that with him taking care of the ball. Just help us get these dubs, man. And then the longer the game goes, the longer, the more time we have. Saquon's gonna break one if he ain't broke one already. So, so shout out to Jay Hurts, man, for taking care of the ball. Cause had he thrown an interception, they really would have been on his ass even more.
They've been on my boy ass all year, like we
Oh yeah,
3-14 instead of
yeah,
14-3.
man, winning like hell. They still on. And why they
Man,
praising
I ain't like
people
the
who
way he
already
threw
got
that
sent
pass.
home?
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah. I was just saying now, nitpicking.
Yeah, man. People worried about. That's why I like his press conference when he was like, they was asking him about, his numbers and the performance or whatever. He basically is like telling them like, ain't gonna change. I'm gonna keep playing the game the way I always play it. I play the game to win. Like I ain't playing it for the numbers. I ain't playing it to. Cause damn, at the end of the day, you can have 350 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, and lose the goddamn game.
Joe Burrow had a bunch of them this year. That's
Yeah.
why he in the same place we at on the couch looking at the game.
Yeah, I had somebody trying to argue with me about they basically was saying like all the elite quarterbacks. It was like it might have been a picture of, I don't know if it was a picture or he just said it or what, but he was saying Patrick Mahomes, Burrow, Lamar, and Josh Allen was like the elite quarterbacks. And I come in there and I was like, Patrick Mahomes, that's it. And I was like, it's only one elite quarterback. It's Patrick Mahomes. I said everybody else we probably can put in the tier under that. And then he was like, blah blah blah, Joe Burrow numbers. I was like, bro, Joe Burrow had missed the playoffs 2 years in a row. But this is my thing, because I'm gonna put out something that he said, but I'm gonna put it in perspective for you. So he was like, yeah, but you gotta look at their defense. True enough, the defense is garbage, and it's only so much a quarterback can do. But my argument is, if Jalen Hurts did the same thing, they would be saying if he was elite, he'd overcome the defense being that bad.
Which he was last year.
And which he was, and I said that. And but with Burrow, so you know what I said when he said, I was like, well, the reason why Joe Burrow in the lead is because he couldn't overcome the defense being bad. Like, yeah, he did win some games, but he got a lot of throwing. When your defense that bad, you're gonna have to throw the damn ball a lot. That's why the damn number's so high. So if he have a little bit better defense next year or a better defense next year, he's not gonna have the same type of season, especially if they let Higgins go. And they just got Chase and goddamn Joe Blow.
I was just talking to the Commanders fan today on TikTok about Jaden Daniels. I was saying, don't get me wrong, Jaden Daniels is a good player. But the reason why his statistics is the way they are is because he has to do that in order for him to win the game. He got to go out here and throw the ball all over the yard. He got to go out here and beat a running game and have these astronomical numbers because he the team.
Yeah, and
when you got a balanced team, your numbers ain't the same.
And you know how you can tell that? Because as a Washington fan, game on the line, 1-score game, would you rather for the defense to be on the field or the offense to be on the field? Would you rather for Jaden Daniels to go down, throw the game-winning touchdown, or would you rather for the defense to be on the field and get a 3 and out? What you think? What we know they're gonna say? The offense. Because the defense then gave up some damn shit all year. And Jaden Daniels been, for the most part, saving the season all year. Because the defense trash. And they know the defense trash. Like, they got an okay defense. It ain't the worst defense they had last year. It's way better than they had last year, but it ain't top 10.
It ain't even top 10 in the playoffs, and it ain't 10 playoff teams left.
But yeah, so but nah. So he trying to tell me that I can understand the argument for Joe Burrow, but a lot of the Joe Burrow debate is one, off the numbers, because at the end of the day, did you win or lose a game? So it's a lot of games that he lost. Number 2, he missed the playoffs 2 years in a row. And then the third thing is at the end of the day, Joe Burrow's still living off to that Super Bowl and that NFC Championship. So a lot of people he's still living off of that for the most part. Now, did he have some numbers this year to kind of boost it up and keep people thinking like, now, I'm not saying he's a bad quarterback. He's a great quarterback. I'm just saying he's not elite. If you want to say elite, I'm going to go ahead and get at the Patrick Mahomes. Now, Josh Allen, I can see an argument for Josh Allen being an elite quarterback. Now, do he get his ass kicked by Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs?
Yeah,
but we don't. But I'm not gonna say elite. But that's one person with, like, if you want to put in an elite category, hey, go ahead and put him in there. I'm not gonna say he's elite, but he a really great quarterback. And Lamar Jackson. The only thing I really said about Lamar Jackson was my thing about Lamar Jackson is still Lamar Jackson is a great quarterback. What I said was this season might be the first season that he actually played the way he played in the regular season in the playoffs. Like when he gets to the playoffs, he plays differently. To me, that's not elite. If you not doing what is required in the biggest games of the season, the playoffs, what you've been doing all season, how is it elite? Yeah, you a great talent, but when the game on the line needs you the most, if you can take off and run, but you want to throw the ball to try to prove a point, how the hell is that elite? Being elite is doing what it takes to win the game and knowing when to do what. It's not always about how good you can throw, how good you can run. What do it matter if you ain't doing it? Last year when the Ravens was in the playoffs, in my opinion, the reason why they lost the game was because Lamar decided not to run as much as he probably could and should have. He wanted to be a pocket passer. And if you listen to some of his press conferences this year, you can tell he's been trying to prove a point that he can throw the ball. And even matter of fact, the game that they lost us, what did his mama tell him? They put out a thing. His mama told him, like, why the hell you wasn't running the ball, son? There was lanes out there to run, you throwing.
And he had a point to prove.
And ever since then, he been back to the old Lamar Jackson. And they've been using Derrick Henry. So if they keep that recipe going of Lamar running when he need to run, throwing when he need to throw, because he can throw his ass off. He be throwing dimes, boy. Missiles. He looking like Vic a little bit. That's how hard Vic is.
Right on.
Man, what? Flicking them hard as hell. He throw that shit so fast, I know be whizzing by the damn defender's head. I be like, damn. But anyway, so I think this might be the first year that Lamar really like play his game in the playoffs and stop letting like the media and whoever else like dictate how he try to play instead of him just going out there and playing ball and win the game. Don't go out there and try to prove a point, passing or throwing. Go out there and take what the defense give you. If they're giving you yards, you can run the ball. If they're giving you open receivers, throw the ball. It ain't about neither one of those. You ain't got to prove neither one. Just go out there and win the game. I think he might be realizing that. And I think they might go out here and get on the bill. We're going to talk about that later. But I'm just saying that was my argument about why I said Lamar wasn't elite. Because in the playoffs, when it's come time for him to do all this shit we see him do in the regular season, he don't never do it. So this might be the year, man. But anyway, all I'm saying is Patrick Mahomes is the only elite quarterback.
There you have it, folks. That's our breakdown for this Packers game. We got to bury it because we on to the divisional round, and we're going to talk about that one in the next video. So make sure y'all like, make sure y'all comment, make sure y'all subscribe, and hit that bell.
And for the people who like, hey, but you Eagles fan, so why you ain't saying about Jalen Hurts? Jalen Hurts is the most winning quarterback probably outside of Patrick Mahomes. They probably neck and neck. I know if you look up the numbers, Patrick Mahomes, since Jalen Hurts been a starter, him and Patrick Mahomes probably right there with the same amount of wins. Like Hurts might be a couple games behind him, probably because they lost a few games last year. He probably would have been ahead or tied. But anyway, we out, man. Hit the bell icon so you can get notified. Drop something in the comments, man. Is your team still in the playoffs? Let us know in the comments if there is, who they got to play, what you think about the game. If you're a Packers fan or a Rams fan, drop something in the comments, man. Holler at us how you feel about the game. And if your team at home, I guess you can talk about the draft.